Bilal bin Rabah was a black slave who was famous for his faith in monotheism. He is recorded as the first person to call the call to prayer in Islamic history. Bilal bin Rabah was born in the Azara area about 43 years before the Hijrah, 578 AD. His father's name was Rabah, while his mother's name was Hamama, a black slave woman who lived in Mecca. Some people call Bilal ibn Sauda or son of a black woman. Bilal bin Rabah lived in the era of ignorance, where people still adhere to the religion of their ancestors, namely worshipping idols. Until one day the news reached Bilal's ears about the Prophet Muhammad who brought the teachings of Islam. Many of the people of Makkah talked about the Prophet, including Umayyah bin Khalaf, Bilal's employer. Many people hate it, but not a few are amazed by its glory. The hatred of the Quraysh infidels at that time even more convinced Bilal. He believed that the religion brought by the Prophet Muhammad was a real truth for him, until finally he met the Prophet and declared himself to convert to Islam. And he was also included in the group of people who first converted to Islam. Bilal bin Rabah's secret Islamic news was smelled and circulated among the Quraysh infidels, including Umayyah bin Khalaf. Hearing his slave converted to Islam, Umayyah was very angry. Bilal bin Rabah was then tortured by the Umayyads without stopping. Bilal's neck was tied with date ropes and he was dragged around like an animal until he bled all over. But Bilal was silent with resignation and did not show any pain. In a very hot day Bilal bin Rabah was tortured, without being given food or drink. In the evening Bilal was taken to the Ramda, a place where the ground was flat and hot sandy above. In fact, if you throw the meat into the sand, it can be cooked immediately. Bilal bin Rabah by his master stretched, then on his chest was placed a large and heavy stone so that it was difficult for him to move. This cruel torture was repeated every day to force Bilal to return to the religion of his ancestors. Bilal was forced to mention Lat and Uzza, the two idols they worshipped. However, he still maintains his faith by mentioning the word Ahad, Ahad, until one day news of Bilal's torture reached Abu Bakr as Siddiq. Finally Abu Bakr freed Bilal by giving some gold to Umayyah. After independence, Bilal was appointed directly by the Prophet Muhammad to Azan, the call to prayer, for the first time. He echoed it in a sweet voice. Bilal was freed from the shackles of slaves that had bound him. He is then known as a muezzin who obeys all of Allah's commands and stays away from Allah's prohibitions.